What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content and specifically Soulkeep content today, every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. Okay, guys, well, we have an SPS governance proposal, and this is to change the rewards for Soulkeep, the upcoming tower defense game, from just receiving it right now as an airdrop for holding packs to obviously getting it for gameplay. Now, I did read this live on stream, so if you want to see my initial reaction, which was a little crazy, you can go watch that there. But to cover it here, and for people who don't go to live streams, I figured we'll make a separate video. Now, there's some crazy stuff. I'm going to prime you for this. Since I'm not going to have the natural reaction, I'm just going to prime you for it because there was a big surprise. I said I loved it, but I don't know if I like it, but I think I'm coming around to liking it as well. So I'm not going to read this whole thing to you. They go into the history of it. I think it was like last November or something that they dropped the last proposal to start airdropping the 1 million SPS tokens per month to tower defense or nightmare pack holders. Now that the game is nearly ready for launch, we're putting forth a proposal to switch the SPS pool allocated from being awarded for just holding packs to being awarded for gameplay. This should relatively be a straight pass. If you're voting against this, I'll understand why, but we'll talk about it at the end. Okay, the mechanism through which SPS tokens are planned to be rewarded through the Soulkeep gameplay will be very similar to how they are awarded for Splinterlands ranked battles. Approximately 1.158 SPS tokens will be added to the reward pool every 3 seconds, which amounts to 1 million SPS tokens per month. I didn't know that that's how it was done. I realized that the seconds or the blocks were every 3 seconds, but I didn't realize they were adding every single second or every single block. Okay, so every Soulkeep battle will award the player. Here's where it gets interesting. Every Soulkeep battle will award the player a certain number of reward shares based on a number of factors, including how many waves they completed, what league they're in, what types of cards they use, and here is the highlighted part in bold, and how much staked SPS they have delegated to the Soulkeep game. So the amount of reward shares earned by the player for that battle will be compared to the total amount of reward. Okay, so we get all that. They go deep into the math here, which, again, I don't think we necessarily need to cover here unless you really want to go through that. Then feel free to check out the Peak D or Hive blog post. But, you know, it's a very similar mechanic to the reward shares that we have for the trading card game. So keep in mind here that each gold foil card, players can earn a 10% bonus to their base reward shares for each gold foil card used in battle and for use of the promo hero once that is released. Finally, there'll be a multiplier based on the SPS, which is very, very similar to what we have now. Now, there's an image broken here, but we're going to take a look and just go down. Well, actually, before we do that, let's cover the rest of this because this is where the clarification comes in. So it is important to note that in order to stake SPS to Soulkeep to increase the reward share multiplier in the game, players will need to delegate staked SPS that they own in their Splinterlands account to a special Soulkeep system account. This will be able to be easily done through the SPS management page in the Splinterlands game website. So when SPS is delegated to Soulkeep, like with all delegated SPS, it will no longer count towards your SPS staked for Splinterlands ranked battles. This means that players who would like to earn in both Soulkeep and Splinterlands battles will need to have enough staked SPS to achieve their desired multiplier level in both games. It is also important to note that SPS cannot be redelegated, meaning that in order to use SPS for Soulkeep, players must own it. You cannot rent it. So they're going to look for ways. They're going to look into ways to allow renting SPS for Soulkeep in the future. Now, the above is the reason why approving this proposal is so important to the SPS ecosystem. Currently, players are able to earn a large amount of SPS from the Soulkeep reward pool simply by holding packs and are not required to do anything, or they're not required to hold any SPS to do so. So if this proposal is approved, then when the Soulkeep game is launched, players will be required to hold and stake SPS in order to continue earning and, of course, using the cards. Now, here is the table. I'm going to have to zoom in here, so... oops, there we go. So you can see here, this goes on a very similar kind of multiplier level. There's going to be 10 leagues, so that's a little bit of alpha for us. And then, of course, you have the same 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 X multipliers. And keep in mind, this does go all the way up to the 13.3X, similar to what is in the Splinterlands trading card game. So, you know, at the very basic, like, if you look at the 10x multiplier being kind of like what we use as the old template for the trading card game, you can see here that, you know, going up to level 2 seems like bronze at about 700 SPS. Silver is like level 4 at about 12,000 SPS. Gold is like level 6 at 62,000 SPS. Diamond is at about 198, almost 200,000. Then, of course, level 10, which would be like a champion, would be 484, which is significantly higher than the 414. But again, it's not a perfect mix here. Now, again, I don't know what the different leagues are going to be or what's going to be required. We don't even know the cards and how all that's going to play out, but hopefully we're going to start getting that information soon. So what are the things that we can take away from this? Well, first of all, again, I love it because it gives direct SPS utility. And we just got some of that with the SPS ranked battle rewards for SPS staking for ranked battle rewards. We're going to get this with Soulkeep. And my initial thought, again, based on nothing, just my own initial thought, was that if you staked SPS in the game for the trading card game, then you wouldn't necessarily need to add much more for the Soulkeep game. But by separating them out, it creates that much more demand, because if you have a lot of people who are coming in who don't care about the trading card ranked battle side, but want to play the new tower defense game, well, they're going to come in and they're going to have to buy the SPS from us. And now it won't be something where, even for myself, right? Like, I just got to a place where I'm really comfortable with my multiplier. I'm staying at around that 10x in Diamond. And it's like, sure, I'm going to start adding more and more for Champion if I'm ever able to make it into Champion. But now I'm going to have to separate that out, which makes me feel like I need even more SPS, because I do want to play at the higher levels for Soulkeep, right? And again, I don't really know what my relationship with Soulkeep is going to be. Obviously, I have some packs, and we'll see, just how much I'm able to play it or enjoy it, or what level I end up being happy with. But even just, I was pointing this out on the live stream, even just being, for some reason, I don't know why, but like level 6 or League 6 with an 8x multiplier is like the center spot, right? Where you're in the top half of earners, you're in the top half of players or leagues, and that's 32,000 SPS or 31,000 SPS, which is not a small amount, right? It's not an insignificant amount, but it's also not super high either. So at the end of the day, like, having this be there and having a potential new wave of players come in. And here's the thing, we don't even need the new players. We just need the players who are currently here to want to play the game. Well, now they're going to have to go out and buy some more SPS, which, again, I'm sure some people will find this to be a little upsetting or disappointing, especially since my opinion of it earlier was to think the exact opposite, right? Where if you have SPS staked, I thought it would be good for the entire ecosystem. Every other game and application, whatever that's built on Splinterlands, as long as you have the SPS staked, you're good. But if they separate it out, that just gives way more utility. That makes it way more scarce. And we still haven't figured out what's going to happen with Land 1.5 that's going to require DEC, right? And all the SPS that might be burned for DEC in the very near future. So I'm actually really excited for this. It makes me happy to see the team putting in that direct utility. Again, I know some people might not be super happy with this, especially those that have been holding packs for a while, but at least you got a long airdrop, right? Probably 6+ months, 7 months at this point when it went live. But I'm curious to know, what are your thoughts? Is this something you will vote for or vote against? As of now, I don't think we've even passed the amount in order to get this from pre-proposal stage to main proposal stage, but it's something that I do plan on voting for. So I'm curious, from your perspective, how would you change this? And again, like I said, the only way that I could see people potentially being against this, right? Because we do need a proposal to change it from getting it for holding packs to getting it for playing the game. But the only way that I could see people changing it is if they didn't want there to be a separate account. But I will say this, I think that ultimately that is going to be what's best for the game. And we don't really know what the levels for Soulkeep are going to be like, and what, if you want to play in the lowest levels, getting 150 SPS to play at League 1 just to dip your feet, I think is good enough. I mean, 150 SPS isn't that much right now. I think it's what, $3? So at the end of the day, I don't want to assume anybody's situation, but you'll still be able to play for just a small amount of SPS. But keep in mind, this is going to be something where if the rewards are paying well, the gameplay is actually fun, and they can add a lot of cool things to it down the line, which we know that they're planning to. I mean, just imagine a wave of new players coming in, or even the players here that want to compete at the higher levels going out and buying more SPS. It's going to get scarce. Maybe not yet, but it's going to start getting scarce at a certain point, especially if we continue to add games and applications on like this, the ranked battles, and maybe even SPS, or maybe even guilds and Land 1.5, Land 2.0, however all that stuff might go. could get, I don't know. It makes me super bullish. So I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Very curious to hear what the overall sentiment for this will be. But that is all I have for you guys. I'll catch you all in the next video and see you around the game. Take care.